Today I wanted to make a video on my filming setup and some tips and alternatives that you can use if you want to make LEGO videos yourself. I want to go over what I use for a backdrop and some alternatives, as well as my current lighting setup and some cheaper alternatives to that. I also want to give a few tips for filming on a phone, and let's just get right into the video. To start off with my backdrop, I just use a basic lightbox from Amazon, and I just found the cheapest option pretty much, and I got a 16 by 16 inch because it's a decent size for showing off armies. You can do with some cheaper alternatives, which I'll talk about in a second, but this I found really helpful for lighting and having a clean background. Now, while I'm talking about the lightbox that I use, I do want to mention that the lightbox comes with all these different colored backdrops, and although I've been using the gray one for videos, I've been experimenting with other colors on some of my Instagram posts. Now, while a lightbox is great, it's not great if you're on a budget, and I think an amazing thing you can use is just a folded piece of cardstock. I got this one for 50 cents at the dollar store, and if you lean it against a wall, it actually creates a pretty flush background. Now, in my opinion, if you're not ready to commit to spending $30+ on a lightbox, I think this is an amazing way to start, and this is actually how I started on some of my older videos. I also do want to mention that I have terrible natural lighting in my room, and that's part of the reason I even got the lightbox. If you have good enough lighting though, you might never even need a lightbox and be able to create really good videos with just a piece of cardstock. Now that we've covered background, we of course need to talk about lighting. Now, lighting is absolutely crucial for having good quality videos, because if your figures are not properly illuminated, you can't really see the printing on them or see a lot of the detailing. Now, I of course use the lightbox as part of my lighting, but I've noticed that it doesn't quite illuminate the figures enough. So therefore I use a ring light like this with a really long stand so I can set it in front of me. I just set it in front to illuminate the figures, and it really shows the front torso print a little bit better, and overall I'm really happy with it. It was just the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. Now, a good alternative to having ring lights and a light box and all that is just a couple of lamps. All you want to do is just make sure that the lighting is even, so when you're setting it up, if you have light coming from two sides so that you don't have shadows onto one side, that's generally a good idea, but it's something you'll just have to experiment with if you are going to use lamps to create the best setup with what you already have. Now, obviously for recording, if you have a high quality camera, that's going to be the best. But I think for most people, you don't have a really expensive camera just to record LEGO videos if you're just getting into it. So at least me personally, I use an iPhone 15 and I'm really happy with the camera quality on that. But there is one setting that you will want to change on some of the new iPhones that can create problems. To do this, you're going to want to go to your settings and scroll down to your camera. And essentially, once you're in here, you want to go to this record video settings and you want to scroll down to HDR video and turn this off. What this can do is it can auto adjust the brightness on your videos after they've been recorded and essentially ruin the video by making it too dark. So if you're on an iPhone and you're having problems with the brightness in your videos, I would recommend turning this off. Finally, you should always stabilize your camera when you can. Now, obviously a tripod works great for this, but I've noticed that even just setting your phone or camera down on the table as you record, if it's like a still shot, is a really good way to do that. Now, obviously, sometimes when doing overhead shots or doing shots where you need to move around a lot, even with a tripod, you can't have it stabilized. But at least when you can, trying to find ways to stabilize your camera, it will be really helpful. So that's it for my setup. If you guys found any helpful tips in this video, leave a like and subscribe because I make LEGO Castle content every Saturday at 12 p.m. PST. As always, thank you for watching.